can get the meeting started. Whoop. Oh. I'd like everyone seated so we can get started. I don't want to go into my teacher mode, but I might have to walk back and seat some people. Hello, we're starting the meeting. I need a little longer. Welcome. We were expecting a lot more people tonight, so I don't know, maybe the cold night air scared them all away. But welcome all of you that made it tonight. My name is Linda Locke. I am the president of the Berryessa Citizens Advisory Council. We are probably the oldest group, if not one of the oldest groups in the city of San Jose. We have been continuously meeting for the last 50 years. This is our 50th year. So we'll be telling you, yeah. And it started out as a homeowners, two groups of homeowners associations, and they merged and formed this group way back when in 73. So we'll be telling you every month now for the next couple of months a little bit more of the history. One of our founding fathers is still listed on here as a founder, Bill Hughes. He was so dedicated. He really was one of the first people, and he was so dedicated to this community. Is that Bob Gross? Oh my gosh, how are you, Bob? Good to see you out and about. That's wonderful. Oh, I'm glad to see that. And, huh? And where did his wife go? Did she come in? I thought I saw her. There, she's hiding over there. Oh. All right. So we want to get this moving along. The minutes.
Minutes are distributed around the room.
Oh.
You can look at them, and if you have changes, let me know. Then virtually or online, and I'll be distributing electronic versions tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. And Susan has a treasurer's report.
Hi, everyone. I'm Susan, the treasurer for BCAC. So the January 2023 budget report, we had a beginning balance of $3,156.78. And we received an income of membership dues and one monetary donation in the amount of $115. We had expenses, the December event snacks of $42.93. So that left us with a balance on January 31st, 2023 of $3,228.85. The City of San Jose District 4 grant, we had a beginning balance January 1st of $10,000. We had expenses of a bench for the Berryessa Park in the amount of $2,962, which left a balance of $7,038. The City of San Jose Cycle 4 grant, we have a current balance of $5,000. In the Not on Noble charter, we have a current balance of $6,556.96. So thank you to everybody that has paid their dues. And just a reminder, I'm accepting $10 due donations for 2023, and appreciate if you want to see me after the meeting. I take cash, checks, Venmo. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. I'm writing myself a note. All right. Our law enforcement folks are here tonight, and so we will start with the police report. Even though Captain Trayer could not be here, he made sure that Officer Thandy was available to come speak to us a little bit. We're in order, so you have to go by my, yeah. How I have you listed.
How's it going, guys? Standy, San Jose PD. Just a few things to talk about. Captain Cherry couldn't come out tonight because he's at another meeting. So I believe it was 2 weeks ago, we had a officer-involved shooting that was at King and Story. Officers initiated a traffic stop for a vehicle code enforcement stop. Suspect came out of the vehicle, started shooting at officers. Unknown how many rounds he shot, I personally don't know. Officers returned fire. The suspect took off, went towards 101. Moments later, our merge team, our SWAT team, went to the suspect's house and surrounded the suspect's house. And suspect emerged from his house, hopped over a fence, shot at one of our officers, struck in the leg. He's doing well, just non-life-threatening injuries, and he was taken into custody. So everyone's good there. Officers are doing great. And secondly, we had a vehicle fatal accident over the weekend. So on February 10th, I believe that's a Friday, at 5:39 hours, there was a fatal hit and run. Vehicle was going southbound on Murrill, struck a pedestrian. Pedestrian went down, and the vehicle took off. And the second vehicle, a white U-Haul van, ran over the downed pedestrian. Officers responded to the scene, and the victim was taken to Regional Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. So officers canvassed. Those two vehicles are still outstanding at the time. And then lastly, some good news. Beginning this week, the Read to Succeed program is going to start. So what that is just officers along with Chief Motto this week will be at the Hillview Library on Thursday the 16th at 5:30 to 6:30, where they'll be doing readings of different books, and that's going to be ongoing, I believe, a weekly thing. So this week it'll be Chief Mata, and then next week and following weeks it'll just be different officers that work in the area. And that's it.
Thank
All right.
sir.
Thank you.
All right. And the Sheriff Department, Lieutenant Jeremy Jones.
Good evening, everybody. I have my mask on because I lost my voice. I've been doing sports all weekend, yelling at the kids. Well, yelling with them and for them, not at them, right? So 2 girls, softball, soccer, and basketball this week. So my voice is a little bit raspy. But came back to report the month of January in the Berryessa Community Center area. Really, it has been kind of quiet for us, knock on wood, which we're talking about, but that really, I think, has to do with the weather. Earlier, we had torrential downpours, especially we had some mudslides up on Sierra Road and in the area, so there was a lot of rain. So I think the vehicle stops and everything has been down for us, but we've had 57 contacts, and out of those 57 contacts, we only took 1 report, and it was a suspicious circumstance up on Sierra Road where somebody got dropped off all the way on the backside of Felter. And she didn't know, she wanted an Uber and she got dropped off there, but there was some mental disability she had. So we actually got her some help and put her on what we call the 5150 hold to actually get her evaluated. So that was the only report we took. We actually did 27 patrol checks up Sierra Road this month. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but that was almost one a day, even with the weather. We had some aids up to CHP, fire with the landslides, and also with San Jose PD up there. And out of those 5, we issued 5 citations on Sierra Road. So San Jose actually talked about the increased violence that we've had. Even our department has experienced that. I don't know if you guys have been on social media or seen, we had one of our deputies get in a knockout drag out fight where the suspect tried to murder the deputy. He actually pointed the gun at his face, pulled the trigger, and by the grace of God, the gun did not go off, even though it was loaded. He actually ran away, and with the assistance of San Jose, we were able to apprehend him the next day. Actually, in Campbell, we apprehended him with another loaded firearm on him. So our deputies are really being proactive with patrol around here, making vehicle stops. We talked about the San Jose officer that got shot. He was actually a former deputy of ours that went over to San Jose. And so we've just been really hiding visual because there's been a lot of ghost guns out there. And what we talked about earlier in the year about ghost guns, those are unserialized guns and where they're coming from. So with that, another thing, I know Sierra Road has been a hot topic. We are working on the technology. We're working with the Board of Supervisors for the flock safety. And if you guys have heard about that, I keep talking about it, but more and more cities are popping up with cameras, which are ALPR license plate readers. Milpitas has ones right down the road. Now San Jose is actually implementing their program very, very soon. And then the unincorporated areas are going to implement that. And what that does is as soon as a car drives by and if it has a stolen license plate, if it's wanted at all as a stolen vehicle, it will notify us instantaneously. So it'll help us respond. So those cars that are going up Sierra Road that have evil intent or some kind of criminal element to the vehicle, we'll get notified within 3 seconds of them passing it. So we hear all your guys' emails. I respond. So if you guys have anything that can help us take back to the board, we would do that. So in the near future, what we're actually going to work on too, we're going to propose during the summer months as Sierra Road gets a little bit more with people going up there, looking at the view and then doing other things that they probably shouldn't be doing, illegal parking, loitering, drugs, hanging out, partying. We're looking at doing in traffic enforcement, zero enforcement up there on Sierra Road and basically put it out on our social media that Sierra Road is a nice place to go when you go up there and do your hikes, but during the hours that it's supposed to be met, right? So we're trying to do an educational part and a zero traffic enforcement. So anybody that's parked up there, we'll give them citations. We did this 2 years ago or 3 years ago, pre-COVID. For the whole weekend, we did Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And out of that, we made over 300 stops with over 300 tickets. So I'll keep you guys updated on it. But again, we're trying to get the community to know, because a lot of times people come from out of the area to go park up there because they look at the views on the internet. And I know it's really disturbing for the people that live up there. And it's really hard for all three agencies, San Jose, CHP, and ourselves when that goes on up there. So again, thank you for everybody that attends. This is one of the meetings that I still get to go and stand in front of the community. I enjoy it so much. Bob, thanks for coming. I haven't seen you in a while. So everybody that's here, you have my email address. And if you don't, you can get my email address. If you have any questions for me offline or anybody in my department, please let us know. Okay? Thank you.
Uh-oh, it's stuck. It's all right. I'll figure it out. Oh, wait. I didn't see, C8, California Highway Patrol wasn't here, is not here. He contacted me first and said he was coming. Okay. The mayor's office, is Tiffany Dang here? Oh, that's you. Oh, come on up. And Stephen? Stephen, no. We know Stephen. Thank you for coming tonight. Nice to meet you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Stephen. Good to see you. Get out of your way.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So just some brief things from the mayor's office. Just a few weeks ago, the mayor did have his inauguration. I saw some of you there where he outlined 3 of his big goals. Those include, of course, homelessness, public safety, increasing cleanliness. And on that note, with cleanliness, the mayor is starting what he's calling inauguration days. And I've been working with the D4 office to find sites where we can increase beautification efforts. This can be anything from litter pickups, creek cleanups, to park beautification just not last week, I'm sorry, over this past Saturday. We had a park beautification event in Chris Hott's Park in District 10, where we put out some tan bark, painted the playgrounds, made it look a lot better and a lot more usable for folks. If there are projects within the district that you think would work, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll work with the District 4 office and Councilmember Cohen to get that going. And also, starting March 1st to the 15th, the mayor is going to start what he's calling his budget tour. During March 15th is when we will have our March budget message. And during the March budget tour is when we want to get all the community's feedback, as well as give you some of the idea of where the money is going to. It's $6 billion, so we hope that you'll let us know where you would like some of that to go. Please feel free to reach out to us and let us know which venues, which neighborhoods you'd like to us to have the mayor speak at. We'll be having the mayor's chief of budget and also the director of the budget office, Jim Shannon, participate as well. So please feel free to contact us. And if there's anything I'm missing, Tiffany?
No, I don't think so. Our email is our first dot last name at sanjoseca.gov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also reach us at
Mayor.
mayor@sanjoseca.gov, and we'll be in the back there if you want to speak to us more on any of the things we just spoke on.
The mayor's office reached out to us, so that's really nice. Although Stephen's been coming and he keeps us informed, but assembly member, let's see, is Anna Rock here tonight? I didn't see him. So Alex Lee is not here. Oh, okay. David Cohen, do you want to talk about your office things? Sure. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to give a few updates of things that are going on in District 4. There's a lot less garbage around because we just collected 12 dumpsters worth of garbage on Saturday at our dumpster day. If you drove by the community center, you would have seen all the cars lining up and all of the members of my staff and a lot of volunteers who came out to help unload all the cars that came by with their things to throw away. We've been working a lot on road improvements in District 4. There's a few things that have actually started happening, one of which is the stretch of Sierra Road between Lundy and Flickinger, where we've been doing traffic calming. That work happened in February, and we're excited that we're going to continue working along that corridor during the next few months. There's several activated crosswalks getting updated and installed in the Berryessa area this spring. If you look at our newsletter, in the next week or two, we're going to have a specific update of some of those projects and timelines, in addition to the release of the new 3-year pavement plan that has this year's pavement, most of which is going to be in North San Jose and Alviso, but the next 2 years we'll have other neighborhoods in Berryessa that will finally get their shot at getting paved. And then wanted to let you know, we also worked on getting the Flickinger ball fields sodded and resurfaced. They've been closed for a few months as they've replanted all of the grass, put down new infield sod. They're putting in new bleachers, and we'll be ready for the first pitch of the spring Little League season, which is going to be March 4th. My community office hours will be this Thursday up at the Creekside Apartments off of Cropley. There's a community room there where we'll be holding office hours. I think it starts at 6 p.m. There's flyers on your seats and out in the front if you want more information. Last month, I mentioned that we have a new chief of staff in our office, and for those of you who haven't met him, Lam is here tonight. Lam Nguyen is the new chief of staff for District 4, so you can certainly reach out to him or myself if you have any issues that you need addressed. And I was just going to mention one last thing, which is, we're looking for a new planning commissioner. Unfortunately, as you might know, Barinder, who was our planning commissioner, passed away in December. So we have a vacancy in District 4 for our planning commissioner. If you know anybody who might be a good role for that to fill, we've had some people apply, but they don't live in District 4, and I'm being very insistent that our planning commissioner in District 4 should be a resident of District 4. So please let our office know. We can reach out and talk to somebody if they're interested. Thank you so much.
Okay. Santa Clara Valley Water District, Richard Santos.
Good evening. Can you all hear me? Oh, good. Is it back better? Anyway, I'm Dick Santos, your director of Santa Clara Valley Water District. And of course, we've all been real busy. And 3 weeks of rain doesn't make up for the drought. So it's continues. It's a way of life. I can tell you, if you read the Stanford scientific papers and you read the NASA papers, back in the 1700s and 1840s, there was 10 and 20-year droughts. They're going to continue. So water recycling and water conservation is just a way of life, and that's just the way it is. Our crews worked real hard to prevent flooding, very successful. There's some areas, I think Mike Flower is going to talk to you later about some of those things. But, and then CETA came up and told me there was a garbage can out into the Bob Gross ponds, and we're going to find out it's either San Jose or the Valley Water, but we'll make sure it's there no matter what. There's a new Senate Bill 23 with Caballero that says they can help speed up the regulatory agencies, because Governor Newsom vetoed the one that was going to take care of Anderson. It was going to take 10 years, which it doesn't make sense, because back in 1954, they built that dam in 2 years. And today we can't get through the bureaucratic baloney to build it. So I sent him my own personal letter saying, hey, I support you. You're a great guy, but why does it take 10 years? The bureaucracy is growing, but we need the dam for 2 million people. I also sent one to President Biden saying, give us a hand with the federal regulatory agencies. Everybody is just bureaucracy. I don't understand the lack of common sense, but that goes on and on. So the Senate Bill 23 by Caballero is supposed to help speed up regulatory. We're not trying to avoid anything, we just want to do faster. So we got 2 million people to take care of. The rebates for water recycling, water conservation is still available. There's 22. Take advantage of them. And then last week, or 2 weeks ago, with David Cohen's office, we planted 17 trees out in Alviso Park. And it was really good. Families came out. We had about, 25, 30 volunteers. Really good turnout. And by the way, we hit it just right, because after we planted the trees, it rained. So that's recycling. So anytime you have any questions, get a hold of me. I'm available 7/24. I enjoy what I do. Thank you.
Okay. Berryessa Union School District Superintendent, Dr. Roxanne Fuentes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Just a few announcements. First, I'd like to give our district thanks to Councilmember Cohen. We've had several initiatives happen this month with his support. First, we mentioned tree planting. We had tree planting over at Vincy Park. It was a great opportunity for our students to get a demo on how the trees are planted, the types of trees that are being grown across the Berryessa community. And then we also had some parent volunteers that helped and plant those trees all across their fence line in their back of their play yard. So we appreciate that, and we look forward to more trees across our schools. I know this was only the first one. In addition to that, our Mandarin Dual Immersion program at Cherrywood also received a commendation from District 4. We're really proud of the work that's been happening at Cherrywood with our Mandarin Dual Immersion program. This year, I've mentioned before, we have the full fruition of the program from kindergarten to 5th grade. And we're currently in development in designing the middle school program, which will be located over at Sierramont. So really really exciting. The program is getting visitors from all over coming out to take a look at the good work that the teachers and Principal Choi and the parents who are very active there in supporting the program. And it's just been a wonderful learning environment for our students. And so on that note, I do want to let everyone know school enrollment is open. Registration is being accepted. We are taking registration for TK, kindergarten, as well as all of our other grades that are open right now. For transitional kindergarten, I do want to share we've expanded that birth date. So we're now any child who turns 4 from September 2nd all the way to June 2nd. So that's a big stretch now. So we welcome those little ones into our campuses, so be sure to pick up a registration. And in addition to that, we are also doing our dual immersion enrollment. So if you're interested in having your child participate in the dual immersion program, we have applications open for those, predominantly for kindergarten and first grade, but we do have spots open for 2nd through 5th. And we've already received phone calls regarding the middle school program and how do you get into dual immersion at the middle school. So just give our office a call. We also have one other specialized program, which is our parent participation program over at Noble. We're also accepting applications. That's a kinder through 3rd grade program. If you're a parent that likes to be in the classroom, supporting your student and helping out the teachers with the student learning, that's a wonderful program to be a part of. It's part of a lottery system, so please get your applications in right away. And lastly, our students are off onto vacation again. I feel like the last time I was here, we were just coming back from vacation. Now we're going on vacation again. This is for President's Week holiday next week. But our district office will be open, so if you have any questions, give us a call. We're also offering COVID testing Wednesday through Friday next week. So again, that's community-wide accessibility, so feel free to stop by if you feel you have the need for that. And we are breaking ground on Piedmont Middle School's gym this week, and we expect construction to begin next week. So if you're curious about that, we'll be out there at 4 o'clock on Friday, just taking some pictures of that groundbreaking area. Feel free to stop by, but we look forward to having a big celebration in the summer just before school gets started, and we'll open that up to the whole community so you can see our new construction with the support of Assemblymember Alex Lee. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
I expect to be invited to that gym. We never had a real gym when I was teaching. So, Mike Flower, Mike, did you want to say something? What do you want to say? Open Space Authority, are you? Or just? I still hold that office. Okay, but, just saying.
Yes, I'm still there, be there for another 4 years, but that's not what I'm talking about tonight. I'm talking about tonight the risks that we've seen lately with flooding in our community. We have seen floods that break out of the banks at various places all along the creek. There's 4 miles of creek between Alum Rock Park where the canyons are steep enough that the flow doesn't rise that high. It just breaks down the walls of the canyons. But once it gets below that, it gets a lot slower and it drops out sediment, which builds up. Our banks get eroded and culverts and bridges get clogged up. And we have seen this year an incident down on Jackson where the culvert was blocked, flow built up and overtopped the bank for the first time that I've seen since I've been observing it since 1986. So a lot of floods, but that's the first time. They pulled out a 3,800-pound log and then minor logs beyond that, about 40% closed. and then sedimentation. So what I'm asking of this body tonight is support for Richard Santos, the mayor, our district council member, and others to help in whatever ways we can help them make our community more safe. So, and Bob Gross, the grandfather of Penitentiary Creek, he was there making a lot of plans and projects along the way. Richard has a baton now, and he needs our help. So if you would like to discuss that at some time or at the executive level, I would appreciate that. I will be working with anyone that I can get to listen to me. And put the point together that it isn't just penitentiary. It's all over this city and the county areas too, where we're taking actions or not to make our cities safe. So thank you very much.
Okay, I think that's everyone that had wanted to speak. Oh, okay, hurry along, I think he meant. Tonight is our night for recognizing the Not On Noble Committee for all of their hard work. I have a list of things that they have done, the kinds of things, the leadership that they showed as a community, a Berryessa community. And they did things like have weekly meetings. They've gone to city council lots of times. They made signs and flyers and distributed signs and yard signs all over the area. They designed and distributed, constructing contract relationships with Silicon Valley Law Group. They created GoFundMe and raised a lot of money to fight the area, distributed flyers, hosted meetings, designed, purchased, distributed all kinds of signs. And one of the really interesting was the creative and powerful videos that one of the members showed everybody and put it out. And it just showed the beauty of the pond and the surrounding areas. So this is a group that needs to be congratulated for their work in helping the community remain a good community, a great place to raise your kids like I did. I've been here over 50 years. I was just a child. And so it's been nice, and everybody helps, but this group really focused on what we needed to do, and that was to convince the city hall that that area on Noble is a park, and it should remain a park forever. So we need to do some things to recognize that. And so we're gonna call up some people. I want to recognize our city councilman, David Cohen. He was the leader in the group in the beginning, the whole city. He made sure he stood up in front of the city council with our current mayor, Matt Mahan, and said no. He did not think that was the appropriate place to have it, and he fought for us. And we haven't had somebody fighting for Berryessa in many years. And he stood up and he fought. And not only did he speak up, but he went out actively looking for places that would be more appropriate. So we owe a great deal to David, our leader, and I'd like him to come up and he can say a few words if he'd like, and we will give you. All of these certificates were made by Ty, and so they're all specific. They're specific to each person. You want to say something?
I'll just say a quick word.
Yeah.
First, I just want to thank everyone for their engagement. What we know is that better communities communities are made better and stronger by the involvement of people in neighborhoods. And so having people involved is really, really crucial. And we hope to keep all of you who are involved in that engaged in what's going on in the city. We have been trying to engage people to create neighborhood associations around the district, so we hope some of the folks who are involved at Noble will do that. I was reminded of the beauty of those ponds by the emails and videos that I was receiving from people in that neighborhood. We shared those pictures and videos at council meetings, so I could say, this is a different kind of site than the sites that you normally look at and that we normally look at. It is our top priority to find locations for the unhoused, but we also need to make sure that we do it in the places that are appropriate. So I want to thank everyone for their engagement and hope that they'll stay engaged. Oh, and this one for me?
The other person is Richard Santos. We have one for you. I know this was kind of near and dear to your heart too, and you had certain political stances you had to take, but we appreciated the fact that you gave moral support to the group, was available for anything that we needed, was available to them, explained what the circumstances were for those ponds to be there, and I think just gave his general knowledge and support to the association. So would you like to come up and get yours? Thank you, sir. You want to say something? Oh, gosh, I just fell.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Linda and Ty. That's very nice. I think, I know what actually happened, because I was able to name that after Bob Gross Ponds years ago, back in around 203, somewhere in there. So we knew that was going to be maintained, but I do want to give credit where it's due, because the meetings with the community was getting, pretty rough. And Council Member Cohen got together and just kept calm waters, and instead of complaining, you get a solution. That's what it's all about today. Complaining is easy. You got to get solutions. And so I had a chance also to give a couple locations. I talked to Ty on the phone, and David went out. In fact, his location was right across what we were discussing, and that brought the waters to calm, and people bought into it, and it's a better plan. So that's what you got to do today. Don't complain. Get involved like everybody here did, and this community came together. And we should be doing that stuff with every issue, whether it be voting or whatever have you. These low turnouts lately has been terrible, and we can do a better job by getting out and supporting and voting. It's just a democracy, and many of us, Bob Gross was a Korean War hero. He come back to make sure this country is safe so we can have voting. But David and his staff did a good job, and all the community did a good job. Thank you very much.
Ty, do you want to come up and hand out the rest of these? I'm going to call the name, but nobody else gets to speak because we're going to just move along. But I want you to read your certificates because they're very specific to that person, okay? Let's see. Is the first one Valerie or not? Valerie, well, I just looked at it and then I forgot already. Is it Valerie?
Valerie.
Yeah. Valerie Ball. Is Joy Betancourt here tonight? Joy Betancourt. I'll get that to her. Okay. Chris Cantunao. I can't know how to spell it. Catunao. Is he here?
Make sure that Chris gets his acknowledgement. He was making flyers for distribution, liaised with the city community. He was a local presence at a lot of meetings. He was much appreciated.
Mark Comfort. Is Mark here? We expect that they. Maybe it's too. Evan Gann. Evan Gann.
Devin Lord, community, the plans for construction of emergency housing.
I want them to read it and enjoy it and then share it with you. And I want you to stand up. If you've got a certificate, stay up here, then we'll have a group picture. Sorry. Richard George. Is Richard George here? That Richard George.
We didn't get one from you, but there was always this one.
Dennis and Kathy Sweeney. Jameson Grover. James Grover. Margie and Lee Wheeler. It's a wonderful thing. They're watching all the time. Tom Wilson. Yes.
Guys, the city council tried to perpetrate a horrible crime on our community. Do not forget it. Did you stop the video? Do not forget it.
Elva Wilson.
Elva's parent, mother is having big health issues that she can be with us tonight.
Robert McKinnon, and he's not here, he was able to come, and Sandra Harrison Kay. So I'd like you that received yours, we will get these out to them.
We'll make sure that they.
But please read your award and then share it, because we're gonna, make a couple announcements, and then we'll have coffee and share your certificate, because they are specific to what you've done, and you're much appreciated. Okay, so you want me to take these? And we need a group picture. Can somebody take the picture? Yeah, you want to come over here?
Where do you want us?
Right here in the center, you can get the blue bathroom. In the center.
In the back.
It's an opposite. Thank you for all your hard work that paid off. Thanks to Ty, he also brought the cookies tonight. Our next general membership meeting is March 13th at 7 o'clock, and it's Citizen of the Year, and our ethnic celebration will be from the contributions of the Chinese community. So there's a lot of neat things planned for that activity in March. And our Citizen of the Year will be surprised. We always like to surprise them. And we do have a BCAC board meeting on Monday night. Is there anybody else I forgot? So we have plenty of time. Look at your certificates, appreciate them. Time really made them specific to what you did, and we appreciate what you did because you helped the entire community here. Thank you, and good night. Coffee and cookies.
Thank you very much. I don't know what you did, but I know it was successful.